Alrighty, so today, we're drawing some Animal Crossing villagers. And now, so first, usually the first drawn out of every month is voted on by my patrons. The one they voted on is still gonna happen, it's just, this is kind of I'm seeing it like a bonus drawn out because I was excited about Animal Crossing. And if I've timed everything right, then it should be coming out today. Like the update, the big update should be coming out today, and I'm super excited about this. So, for full transparency, I have illustrated this and like finished this video in October. It is still October for me right now as I'm saying these words. Because I was excited and I didn't want to wait. But the flip side of that is that we don't know some important details about these villagers that I'm drawing. I'm drawing the new set of villagers that are getting added to the game on November 5th. And yeah, we don't know their genders or their personalities. Which means I got to kind of guess on what I think their personalities might be. And so, yeah, I think I'm wrong with one of them, but I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, let's start talking about all these different villagers. So I went in this order just because it was like the order of ideas I had, because I knew already what I wanted to do with Shino, because Shino, who is this cute little like demon deer girl, I love her. Oh, also I'm drawing them as humans in case the title didn't make that clear. She's the cutest. I've never like specifically hunted for a villager before, and I might do it for her because I think she looks so cool. I love her design. She looks so cool. But that's beside the point. So, she's this like spooky little yokai kind of looking demon girl with her cool horns, and so I think she's gonna be either a snooty or a sisterly personality. And for basically all of these, I'm just working with body language. So I have no big things to work with in order to try to deduce these yet. I'm excited to see if I'm right about any of them once the update comes out and we can kind of mine their information. But yeah, so Shino strikes me as sisterly or snooty, mostly because she seems very confident in her artwork, but without, like, being too excited, like how a peppy villager would be. For Ione, I believe it's pronounced Ione, which is the little squirrel girl, I think she's either peppy or snooty. It could be either way. I love how she's like a little alien, like space squirrel. She's so much fun. It makes her coloring really exciting once we get to that part. Tian Shang here, or how I'm only basically gonna refer to him as Sun Wukong, because that's what he is, which I love. I love how cool these designs are and how interesting they are. I just think he's gonna be a jock. I see no other thing that Tian Shang could be. Just jock energy emanates from him. Cephalobot. So first he was interesting because I didn't know how much, like, if I should keep the robot vibe, and then I was like, yeah, why not? Which means his human design is the least dynamic, that's for sure. But it feels accurate, and that's more important to me, I think. But yeah, I think Cephalobot's gonna be lazy. It's all because of that sweater. It just strikes me as like a staying at home in his PJs kind of guy. So that's what I'm expecting with Cephalobot. Marlow, I think, is gonna be cranky. He's got those, like, upset eyebrows, and no other personality type seemed to fit that as well as cranky. Just a little grumpy gangster hamster. This is Petrie. Petrie's a mouse, and Petrie's the one that I think I got wrong. So I've drawn a girl here. I think Petrie might actually be a boy. And I had initially intended to draw Petrie looking more gender neutral because they were one of the ones that I was struggling to kind of figure out what their gender might be. But I didn't. I just forgot that as I was drawing. So yeah, that's the one I'm the most interested to learn. Petrie. I think Petrie will either be normal or smug, depending on if they're, a boy or a girl. I don't know about Petrie. Next, we've got Quinn. And Quinn is another one that their gender is a little bit tougher for me to, like, kind of just assume here. I think, succeed in trying them more gender neutrally than I had with Petrie. Quinn, I think, is either gonna be sisterly or smug again. Again, they just look so confident, you know? And then finally, we got Sasha. I've heard the theory that Sasha's gonna be a jock because they've got the Letterman jacket. I think she's gonna be peppy. I think she's a girl and that she's gonna be peppy. A jock would be cute, but she strikes me as just a spunky, sporty girl to me. And I'm super excited. I'm so excited to see how wrong I am. So for their designs also, now that finally starting to talk about the art, actually. So the first step for me was to figure out how human did I want them. Because, you know, it's things like, do I want to incorporate, like, animalistic ears and tails? Or do I want to just more try to translate that into a human design more? And I opted to go with some animal features, mostly because I wanted Shino to have those horns. And I was like, if I'm gonna have it on her, then I need it on everybody. So, yeah, and sometimes that's fun. I think it could be more thought-provoking to challenge yourself, to figure out how do I represent a tail without just giving a human a tail. But this can be just as much fun, honestly. Sasha's interesting in that, just because of the art style I decided to go with for this one, she looks the least human. Like, she looks like she's really just a squirrel, and it doesn't help that spoiler, I guess, I'm gonna color her in blue, too, because I wanted her to look like an alien. So she really just looks like just Sasha. Like, she looks more squirrel than human. That's okay, though. That's alright. Sometimes that's what happens. Yeah, I just was really excited about these new villagers. My favorite part of any Animal Crossing game are new villagers. And I was so disappointed that they had introduced so few when Animal Crossing New Horizons first came out. I was so disappointed because it's my favorite part. I just think the villagers are so interesting. I love them all, even the ugly ones, and that's in air quotes. I think no matter what, if you have a villager on your island, you can easily fall in love with them because they're all cuties, they're all nice, they're all friendly. So yeah, if you suck it up and don't just have a village full of cats or something, you know, conventionally cute animals, then you'll find that you love them no matter what, you know? I thought Cube the penguin was boring, and he's still a cutie patootie. I still love him. So yeah, just, I don't know, get over it. Some of them have unibrows. Alright, who cares? But yeah, a part of that also, the big thing for this picture here was their feet. I decided to go with this pseudo chibi design because I didn't want to do a full render for 8 characters, because I didn't want this to take 5 whole days for me to finish. You know, I wanted to get this picture done this century, you know? So I opted for a more, like, simpler art style. And that's fine, that's cool, it's super fun, I think they look adorable. I think it fits the, like, feel of Animal Crossing real well, too. But that meant I was like, what do I do with their feet? Like, cause their hands are, like, kinda really bubbly and circle-ish. But, I don't know, real shoes felt alien on these, like, pseudo-chibi body types. So I opted for these, like, kind of Animal Crossing-esque, honestly, sort of just stumpy legs. And it works out. It does mean that just, like, they all kind of are just wearing slippers, it seems. Like weird socks. But I don't care. Of all these designs as well, I think my favorite actually ended up being Sasha within the picture. I think she just came out really cute. I think that I mean, you know, I had a good base to work off of. The actual new villager is super adorable, so, you know, it's not like I had to adapt a difficult design to begin with. But yeah, I don't have a least favorite. I suppose Cephalopod is the least dynamic. You know, I wanted them to have a really, like, stiff, like, body, like, position. And you know, them being an octopus and robot mean that, you know, they don't have any hair, which could be dynamic, or, you know, they just have the least going for them. So I could understand if someone were to say that Cephalopod was their least favorite of this group. I think if Petrie ends up being just completely the wrong gender, then they'll become my least favorite. But that remains to be seen. One of my favorite parts of adapting animal characters, like Animal Crossing villagers or Pokemon or whatever it is, into humans is figuring out their skin tone. Because that's so much fun. Because sometimes it's easy, you know? You know, sometimes you can kind of just, like, take something off of the character model and be like, easy peasy. For example, Sasha here. Sasha's got these orange, like, inner ear parts, like the insides of her ears are this orange, and so I used that, and I gave Sasha an orange tinted skin tone. Same with Quinn. I took the pinkish color from their beak and legs, and I incorporated that, you know. Human skin tones range from browns to pinks to yellows, and so you kind of gotta try to find those. Not everything has that. A classic example is Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony. You know, Twilight just has purples on her, and purple is not a skin color, which means you get to, like, be more creative. But that's always my favorite part. I always like to see how to figure out a skin tone to work with. And that's why I think it's always really boring when people, I see this all the time, people just like, I made them white. Well, why? Well, I just did. I draw everyone white. And it's like, so boring. I don't know. Like, you know, I suppose that works. But if you're drawing like a brown animal and then just decide, yeah, but I wanted them to be white, so who cares? It's like, it's so boring. The fun part about drawing, especially a collection of characters like this, is seeing all the different skin tones, isn't it? Like, at least that's one of my favorite parts. I love crowds because skin tones can vary so much between person, and it's just such a nice, like, collage of different tones to look at. I don't know. When, you know, if you look at all of your art and it's just the same skin tone across all of it, then that might be okay with you. You might be happy with that. It doesn't matter what that skin tone is. But personally, variety is the spice of life, I think. And if I'm gonna look at, you know, 20 plus years worth of art of humanizing characters, and I just see a bunch of whiteys, I'd be bored. I'd be disappointed, because that's just boring. But I suppose that's just me. You know, everyone can do whatever they want, I suppose. Hanfrey was actually interesting, because originally I had planned on pulling from the whiter part of his face, because he's got like this implied hairline, and so I was like, cool, the top part can be his hair, and then the bottom part would be his skin tone. But then I realized, no, I want to use that for, like, a shirt and pants instead. And so I was like, what do I do? And that's what made me decide to pull from the inside of his ears as well. Because he's got this, like, sort of lighter brown in his ears. And it was fun. It was nice, because I think it looks a lot better than what my original plan would have been. The hard part, for drawing Animal Crossing villagers, because I've done this before. This is by no means the first time I've humanized Animal Crossing villagers. The hard part is always their clothes, because they always have, like, patterns on them, and I suck at patterns. So yeah, that's always the part. It's like, this one, easy peasy. I just made it silver. Nice. But, Shino specifically, I had to like figure out like how does your outfit work? How does this pattern work? And that's the thing, you have to do it, because otherwise they look unfinished, and once you do it, you're looking at it and it's like, this does look better. This looks way better than if I had just kind of cheaped out on it. So it's totally worth it, but it's just such a pain. I had a lot more fun figuring out Cephalopod's outfit here. Just because it was such a silly design, that it was like, I don't know, it became more of... It was just interesting to decipher how it worked, as opposed to Shino's kimono thing, which, it was less odd. I think that's the thing. Cephalopod's shirt is certainly unique, so that made it more fun to decipher. I think now might be a good time to mention, sometimes, you know, whenever I've done illustrations like this in the past, sometimes you'll get comments along the lines of, oh man, I was gonna do that, I guess I don't need to draw this now, basically. Like, oh, I had planned on doing my own designs, and now I guess I don't have to. And I'm gonna say, don't let yourself think like that, because just because one person did it doesn't mean you're not allowed to. You know, if this looks fun to you, go ahead and keep doing it. And, you know, you might end up being inspired by what I did and having something very similar to me. You might choose to go completely in the opposite direction as me and make something completely different. You might have, my art might have zero effect on you. But if it sounds fun, by no means let that stop you, because I've already done this sort of art prompt. The fun part about art is seeing how different people approach the same project, I think. If we all drew the same thing, it'd be boring, but luckily, that's not how it works. So, yeah, if this seems like a fun idea to you, absolutely just do it. Just, you know, who cares if I already drew them? I'm not you. You will draw them differently. Even if you draw my designs, you'll still end up drawing them differently than I did, just by virtue of us being people. You know, you're not my clone. At least you shouldn't be. No. But yeah, you know, we're not the same person, so it'll still end up unique. There's always value in your art. It doesn't matter if you're like a beginner, if you just do it for fun. There's always value in art. Never let yourself stop you from thinking, oh, well, I shouldn't do that because it won't be as good as someone else. Because, well, that's just your opinion, honestly. You know, you might think that your art's not as good as someone else's, but not everyone may agree, you know? I think Pollock is a good example. I'm the only person in my friend group who actually likes Jackson Pollock's art. And he made billions of dollars, I'm pretty sure, selling his art. And if so many people, if all of my friends can sit there and think, that's not, his stuff isn't any good, even though he was technically a professional, then you draw your own thing, you know? Because someone will like it. And don't let yourself think otherwise, because someone out there will value your art. Someone out there will value your art. So yeah. This also seems like a good time to mention that if you like any of these designs, that's good, because if you find the link in my description, I'm actually selling these on my Teespring shop as stickers. Yeah, you can order a sticker of whoever your favorites are, and they'll be super delightful. The quality of the stickers on Teespring are really good, actually. I'm less than happy with some of their shirt qualities. In a perfect world, I'd be able to upgrade and get merch via a better company, but that's not in the cards right now. But that's okay, because their stickers are good. They can do stickers, and so I'm providing stickers for these characters and these little arts. So yeah, if you like any of them, please buy them, because also, I'm interested to see which one would be the least popular. Like, I want to see if, like, yeah, if nobody ends up getting one of the stickers, because that fascinates me. I love statistics. I implore you to purchase at least one sticker not for any kind of monetary gain, whatever. I am far more interested in seeing the stats of which sticker ends up being the least popular. So yeah, that could be a fun stocking stuffer for your friends, you know? Get them some stickers. You know, fun stuff. On the topic of that monetary point, also, I've made the price of the stickers as cheap as I can, while still being able to make a profit, i.e. $1. So, for every sticker you buy, I get, like, $1. So, I don't know if you might be like, I don't like that price for stickers, though, that's too high. I get that. Be aware that I've done my best to make the prices as affordable as possible for you. I always do for my merch. So, yeah, sorry. Trust me, I know. Oh, I guess these wings, by the way, I don't know. I think they turned out well enough. Here's my problem in life. I like wings. I think wings are cool. I've designed so many characters with wings. Still never learned how to draw them right. I exist in this world where all of my wings look acceptable. So, yeah, just be aware that sometimes you can't draw something good. You just gotta deal with it. Eventually you'll grow and learn. So yeah, here we are. Look at all these cutie patooties. I am happy with how they all came out, even if I think Petrie might end up being a little less accurate than I would want. Watch me end up being right, though. Watch Petrie be a girl, and I'll be like, what? I'm a prophet. But yeah, I hope you have fun playing Animal Crossing or doing whatever hobbies you like to do. And have a great day.